Hola, hello. My name is Alvaro Vargas, and there is nothing I've wanted more than becoming your new news anchor. Growing up, I was always surrounded by news, but never in a professional level. Today, I find myself eating, sleeping, and breathing news stories. I think knowing what's happening around us is really important, but telling these stories to those at home is what I find fascinating. Making this dream come true has been one of my biggest challenges in my life, which is why I think that I'm a great example of someone who works hard to get what he wants. I grew up in Venezuela and I moved to the States when I was 17. And though leaving everything behind was not easy, it was certainly the best decision I ever made. Now, I'm not only fluent in 3 different languages, but also great at writing, shooting, and editing my own stories. I've previously interned at Univision, and now that I intern at ABC News, in this work market like San Francisco, I have learned how to perform both in front and behind the cameras, which makes me that much versatile. And when it comes to work, I can tell you that I know how it feels to sacrifice sleep and spare time for the sake of quality. So if you want quality news and plenty of royal viewers, hire me. Y créeme, and trust me, you will not regret it. Whenever you go to a bar or a club, your hearing may not be what you'll be thinking about. Exposing your ears to repeated loud decibel levels, you should start thinking about protecting what's left of it. Hearing loss from noise is irreversible. Once it's gone, it's gone. The good news is that it is completely preventable. To find out what you need to know to protect your hearing, contact HEAR at www.hear.net or by calling the HEAR hotline at 415-773-9590. Good afternoon. We just got this breaking news from Boston. Police is looking for 2 men who were seen near the site of the Boston bombings. Investigators are circulating photos of these men who were chatting right before the explosions took place. One of them was actually carrying a blue duffel bag while the other one was carrying a black backpack. But as you can see in this picture that was taken at 12:30 p.m. right after the explosions, the backpack is no longer visible. Officials have identified 2 potential suspects, but there's still not enough evidence to make the arrest based on the explosions from Monday. President Barack Obama and the First Lady are scheduled to visit Boston along with Governor Deval Patrick to attend a vigil this afternoon. Please stay tuned as we continue to develop more in this story right here in State of Events. Hello and welcome back. Today we have a special guest. He is a news reporter at Channel 7 at ABC 7 News. His name is Sergio Quintana. Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So I just wanted to talk about how your experience has been in the journalism world. How long, when did it all started? How long have you been in this business?
Well, so it actually started way back when I was in high school. We had a broadcasting class when I was a junior in high school. I actually started making money as a journalist when I was in college. I was a tape editor at the NBC station in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then I started reporting in Roswell, New Mexico, which is where the aliens came to visit. That was my first market.
What market was it?
If it was its own market, it would have been Market 212.
Oh, wow.
Which is, I think we have 211 television markets. So it would have been the smallest market. It's a satellite market of Albuquerque, so we would do cut-ins for the Albuquerque market. And yeah, I started in 1998 was when I started reporting there. I had done radio stuff before, so I say that my career has actually started like in 1996. I was a radio reporter.
And so going from Market 2012 pretty much to Market 5, which
212.
is 212 to Market 5, which is San Francisco. How many cities did you have to go through? How was the working your way up to this big market?
I always joke around that television reporters and journalists in general are white-collar migrant workers because you have to go from place to place to place. So I started in Roswell, New Mexico, and then I went to Los Alamos, New Mexico as a bureau reporter out of Albuquerque. And then I worked in Albuquerque for 2.5 years. I left Albuquerque to go to Los Angeles as a radio reporter, and I was there for 3.5 years. And then I got back into TV and went all the way across the country to Raleigh, North Carolina. I was there for 3. And then I went from Raleigh here to San Francisco. So I've been here since 2008. So you work your way up the markets.
And so now that you've been in this market, I mean, in this business for like 17 years, How do you feel journalism has changed? I mean, right now we have the internet, which of course we had before, but it's just much more helpful now than it used to be before. And so,
yeah, I mean, Google is a strong thing because you can dig up stuff pretty easily. And now, because you not only have the internet and you have social media, you have things like an iPhone with you that you can get stuff in the field pretty easily. It used to be, and we still do. Television newsrooms pay for things like Accurant or for LexisNexis, these search engines that can get all kinds of publicly available data on people. Now, you don't have to do that because everyone's on Facebook and you can look them up and you can find them on Twitter. And you used to have to pay to get that kind of information. Now people just freely give it to you. So if someone did something crazy and you need to find them, you can get their picture and you can get all their friends off of Facebook or Twitter. So that's what's really different. It's sometimes easier.
Is there anything that has happened to you that's either like really embarrassing or funny while on live TV?
Yeah.
Like for instance, in previous markets where you got to have the opportunity to like messing up or something?
Yeah. I was doing team coverage on this really terrible thing that happened in a place called Chimayo, New Mexico. And I was reporting with another reporter, and my photographer forgot his stick microphone. So the guy before me and I had to share a lavalier, and it was a wired lavalier. So when he tossed back to the anchor, we had to take the lavalier off of him and put it on me. While we were doing that, it got caught in his earpiece. So I was pulling his earpiece off of him as the anchor is trying to almost toss to me. And when the anchor tossed to me, I didn't have it on, and I didn't have my notes or anything.
Oh my gosh.
And so I just looked at the camera and dipped down out of camera to pick up my notebook and just talked for the first 30 seconds with the lav in my hand and tossed back to him.
Anything you learned from that? That seems terrible.
I learned to always insist that we both be ready for team coverage for a shared live shot. You know, I probably should have rehearsed the change off before we had a chance.
Gotcha.
You just always have to be ready.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming here and sharing your experiences with us. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
And that is it for now, you guys. So hopefully we'll see you next week with another guest coming from ABC 7 News or from another station here in the Bay Area. And hopefully he'll be able to share his experiences as much as Sergio did. Thanks for watching.